Have you ever wondered if love could defy time itself? Not just a few years, but centuries. Today, we're diving into a story that asks that very question. A tale of romance so powerful, it breaks the laws of history itself. This is when the river remembered us. Picture this. Elijah is a modern man hiking up a mountain with friends. Laughter, wind in the trees, the rush of water somewhere below. One wrong step, and he falls. He plunges into a furious river, the current swallowing him whole. But instead of pulling him toward the end, the river pulls him backward. Elijah wakes up on a riverbank, cold, disoriented, alive. But something is wrong. This isn't his time. It's the early 19th century, a world where the color of his skin alone makes him a target. And standing over him is a man with eyes that hold the stillness of ages. Lucien de Valecourt, a nobleman with a chilling secret. He's a vampire. Lucien explains the impossible truth. The river is a temporal fault, a crack in time. It brought Elijah here, but it won't let him stay. Their time together is borrowed, measured in stolen moments before the current inevitably drags Elijah back to his own century. Every shared glance, every whispered conversation, all of it shadowed by the knowledge that nothing about this love is permanent. This isn't just a love story. It's a race against the clock, where the clock is history itself. Their first obstacle is the world around them. In the 1800s, Elijah is an anomaly. Whispers follow him through candlelit halls. Servants flinch. Lucian's highborn guests stare with suspicion and quiet cruelty. Lucian uses his power and status to protect him, creating a fragile bubble of safety within his grand estate. But that protection comes at a cost. Their growing love must exist in secret, hidden behind closed doors. A tender rebellion against a prejudiced world. And the longer they hide, the more dangerous it becomes. But society isn't their only enemy. Lucien belongs to an ancient covenant of vampires, a secret order bound by one unbreakable law. No emotional attachments to mortals. To them, love is weakness. And a mortal who moves through time? That's not just weakness, that's a threat. The Covenant watches Lucien closely, and they deliver a warning, cold and absolute. If Lucien turns Elijah into a vampire or tries to keep him from the river, the punishment will be destruction for both of them. Cornered by fate, Lucien makes Elijah an offer born of desperation, immortality. If Elijah becomes like him, he can escape the river's pull forever. They could have eternity. But for Elijah, this isn't a gift. It's a terrifying choice. To accept it would mean abandoning his humanity, his future, his family. And more than that, it would mean surrendering his right to choose his own destiny. So loving Lucien becomes an act of refusal, a decision to choose something finite, fragile, and precious, over an eternity he never asked for. Their love isn't just passion, it's respect, even when respect leads to heartbreak. They steal what time they can. Quiet nights by the fire, promises whispered in the dark, holding each other with the terrible certainty that every moment might be the last. And then it is. The river comes calling. The current surges. Elijah is ripped from Lucien's arms, torn violently back into the 21st century. For Lucien, the world goes silent. He is left alone once more, immortal, untouched by time, surrounded by centuries of waiting, believing their story has ended. Again, it's love as loss, waiting as devotion. Back in the present day, Elijah survives the fall. He wakes on the riverbank, bruised, shaken, gasping for air. the 19th century feels like a dream, a beautiful, impossible dream. Lucien becomes a memory, a ghost belonging only to history. Or so Elijah believes, as he stands trying to understand what just happened. He hears a voice behind him, a voice he never thought he'd hear again. Lucien, standing there, unchanged, as if centuries never passed. How is this possible? Lucien reveals the truth. He defied the vampire covenant, broke their most sacred law. For it, he endured centuries of exile, punishment, and solitude. But he never stopped searching. He learned to follow the river forward, not as a master of time, but as a pilgrim, driven by love. He chose Elijah over his own kind, over the rules that defined his existence. And now, in the present, they finally have a chance. The world isn't perfect, but it's a world where they don't have to hide. They can stand together, openly. Their reunion isn't fate, it isn't a gift from the river. It's an ending they earned, forged through sacrifice, defiance, and a love that quite literally outlasted time. When the River Remembered Us isn't just a fantasy. It's a story about choosing your own destiny, about the courage to wait, and about how far we're willing to go for the one person who makes forever worth it. Because the greatest love stories aren't the easy ones. They're the ones that fight to exist at all. What did you think of this story? Let me know your favorite moment in the comments. And if you love epic romance, fantasy, and stories that make you feel everything, be sure to like, subscribe, and join me for the next journey. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next story.